Okay, so like, can you imagine, right, training your whole life
Yeah.
for the Olympics
Hmm.
to get there and then be told, hold on, you got to prove you're a woman first?
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
It's crazy.
That's what we're talking about today.
It's wild.
This whole wild world
It
of
is.
sex testing and women's sports. And we're going to look at excerpts from a CBC NPR podcast
Oh, cool.
called Tested. And they talk
Okay.
to some athletes, some really interesting people who've
Yeah.
experienced this firsthand.
So from the beginning, how did this even like
Yeah.
start, this whole thing?
Well, I mean, it kind of all started, back in 1928
Okay.
at the Amsterdam Olympics.
Amsterdam. Okay.
It was the first time women were allowed to actually compete in track and field events.
Huge.
Big moment, yeah.
Yeah.
But, not without controversy.
Right. Right. The 800 meter.
Yes, the 800 meter.
That was a big one.
Yeah, what was the controversy with that one?
So basically, that was the longest distance they were allowed to run at the time. Okay.
At those games. And a bunch of women broke world records.
Okay.
But the media was all focused on
Oh,
how
no.
tired they were after. Like they couldn't handle it.
Yeah, they can't handle it exactly.
Yeah.
So newspapers called it a disgrace
Really?
and said it was too strenuous for women. And so guess what? Banned until 1960.
No way.
Yeah.
For the women, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, how did that even tie into the testing?
Well, I think it really laid the groundwork,
Okay.
for everything that came after.
Yeah.
Because there was just this underlying current of doubt
Mm-hmm.
about what women were capable of physically.
Right.
And so that led to a lot of anxiety.
Interesting.
And then in the 1930s
Okay.
is when sex testing really started to emerge.
Okay, so what were they worried about?
Well, part of it was that they thought men were going to try to disguise themselves as women to compete, to win.
But it was more than that.
Okay.
They started to get really fixated on this idea
Yeah.
that athletic women weren't real women.
Oh, wow.
There was this fear that they might turn into men through sports.
They actually thought that playing sports could change their sex.
I know, it sounds wild now, but
Yeah.
you have to remember
Yeah.
that back then they had a totally different understanding of sex and gender.
Okay.
Like the big theory back then was this balance theory.
At balance. Okay.
And this theory said that everyone had a mix
Okay.
of male and female elements inside of them,
Interesting.
but that balance could get disrupted
Oh, okay.
through things like athletics.
Got it. So they're playing sports
Right.
too much, and it's like messing up their balance.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Okay.
they thought that physical activity
Hmm.
could make a woman
Yeah.
more masculine.
Okay.
So you combine that with the fear of,
Men sneaking in.
them disguising themselves, yeah. And you have this this perfect storm of suspicion and scrutiny, and this was all happening, at a time when people were already kind of uncomfortable with women challenging traditional gender roles. So it's not surprising that they were looking for ways to
Control
and police women's participation.
Interesting.
In sports.
And wasn't there also this case with Zdeněk Kubek
Yeah, Zdeněk Kubek.
that fueled all this even more?
Yeah, so Kubek was a Czechoslovakian athlete
Okay.
who was competing and winning as a woman,
Okay.
but then later transitioned.
Oh, wow.
This was back in 1935,
Okay.
and it was huge news.
Wow.
And sports officials were like, see, we told you.
We were right.
Yeah, this is proof that men are trying to sneak in.
Wow. So they used that case to kind of justify what they were doing.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's like a cautionary tale for them that reinforced this whole narrative.
Well,
Right.
that women in sports needed to be
To be monitored.
monitored. Yeah, watched.
Wow, that's crazy. And all of this is happening what, right before World War II or?
Yeah, this is all happening as the world's about to enter,
A really tense time.
a very tense time.
The Cold War.
The Cold War.
Yeah, so I bet that had a huge impact on
Oh, yeah.
how they were viewing female athletes,
Huge, yeah.
especially the
It
ones
does.
from the Eastern Bloc.
Okay, yeah.
Because those athletes were
they were doing really well.
crushing it.
Yeah.
The Soviet Union especially, they had all this success.
Mhm.
And so people started getting really suspicious.
How are they so good?
There's got to be something going on.
It can't just be
It can't just be hard work.
that they're better.
Yeah, it's got to be something sinister.
Wow.
So this whole other layer to this.
Totally. It just fueled this desire for control and certainty.
And they wanted to make sure no one was cheating.
Yeah.
So they started forming these medical commissions, and they were tasked with addressing doping,
Yeah.
but also what they called sex control.
Wow.
So things were about to get even weirder.
Oh, no. This is where we get to the nude parades, right?
Unfortunately, yes. This is where it gets really dark.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
But we have to talk about it to understand how messed up it got.
I know, you're right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's dive into that.
Yeah. Picture this. It's 1966. You're at the Commonwealth Games in Jamaica.
Jamaica.
You're Carol Martin, 18 years old, discus thrower.
Okay.
First international competition. So exciting.
Huge moment.
Right.
Yeah.
But before she can even compete, she's taken to a room under the stands, told to undress.
No.
Yeah, this was standard.
Really?
For all female athletes then. Mandatory nude parades, they called them.
I can't believe that was a thing.
I know, it's awful. Just to prove you're eligible to compete.
What were they even looking for?
They said it was to prevent men from competing as women.
But, like, how humiliating.
Totally dehumanizing.
Like a complete violation.
Absolutely. Thankfully, there was a huge backlash.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Athletes were outraged. So after 2 years, these parades were abolished.
Okay, well, that's good at least.
Yeah, but the search for a foolproof method, it didn't stop.
So they just found other ways.
Exactly. Right around then, science seemed to offer a solution.
What was that?
Chromosome testing.
Okay.
Scientists had discovered that sex chromosomes, the XX and XY, could differentiate male and female.
So they thought they had a clear-cut answer.
Yeah, no more subjective judgments, they thought.
We've got science now.
Right.
But something tells me it's not that simple.
Oh, you're so right. It's way more complex.
Human biology is complicated.
So true. See, X and XY is the most common, but there are variations.
No.
Some people are born with XO or XXY. And these variations, they don't always align with how someone experiences their gender.
So you could live as a woman your whole life.
Exactly.
And not know.
Yeah.
You have a different chromosomal makeup.
And that's where the ethics get really murky.
Yeah, you could exclude women who are perfectly capable of competing.
Exactly.
Just because their biology is a little different.
That's the problem.
So these tests were supposed to make things fair.
Right.
But they ended up causing more problems.
Absolutely. And when they introduced these bar body tests at the 1968 Olympics.
More controversy.
Big time. Athletes were disqualified, some publicly shamed.
Oh, wow.
The whole system was just criticized as flawed and discriminatory.
Yeah. Sounds like they still hadn't figured out how to be fair.
It was still about control.
Yeah.
Enforcing this rigid definition of woman.
Right.
That ignored all the nuances.
Okay, so what happened next?
Well, they didn't give up.
Of course not.
By the 1980s, the focus shifted from chromosomes to hormones. Specifically testosterone.
Okay, testosterone. I knew that was coming.
Yeah, the male hormone.
Right.
They thought higher levels would give women an unfair advantage.
Okay.
So they came up with regulations that are still debated today.
Still debated. Wow.
Yeah, and to understand this part of the story, we got to talk about Christine Mboma.
Christine Mboma. Okay.
Amazing athlete.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
Her story really shows how complicated this all is.
Okay, tell me about her.
So Christine Mboma, she was going to be in the 400 meter at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. But just weeks before, she was banned.
Banned? Why?
Because of the World Athletics regulations on differences of sex development.
Differences of sex development.
Okay. Or DSDs.
Okay.
Basically, the modern version of sex testing focused on testosterone.
So now it's not chromosomes, it's hormones.
Yep.
Wow.
And for Mboma, this meant she couldn't run the 400 or the 800 without suppressing her natural testosterone levels.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. Can you imagine?
I know, devastating.
Training your whole life and then you have to alter your body.
Awful. But she was resilient.
That was good.
Decided to compete in the 200 meter.
Okay.
Where the DSD rules didn't apply.
Oh, okay.
And guess what?
Right.
She won silver.
No way. That's amazing.
Amazing.
But I bet it was bittersweet.
It was.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of people questioned her.
Said it was just the testosterone.
Exactly. Just a hormonal advantage.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
I know. Ignoring all her hard work and talent.
Reduced to just that one thing.
Yeah. And that's the problem with these regulations.
Okay.
This assumption that testosterone is the only thing that matters.
Right.
When we know there are so many other factors.
Genetics, training.
All of it. Nutrition, coaching, mental strength.
It's so much more than just testosterone.
It's just not fair.
Yeah, it's not.
To reduce someone's achievements to one single thing.
Exactly.
So now, these testosterone regulations, they're still being debated.
They are.
And challenged ethically, scientifically.
Wow, we've come a long way.
We have, but there's still a long way to go.
It's like we've gone through like decades of this, you know, from the nude parades, which is crazy, to the chromosome testing.
Right.
Now it's all about testosterone. Every step of the way, there's been controversy.
Yeah.
And these big questions about, like, is it fair? Is the science right?
Right.
What about human rights? So it's like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
What is the answer?
It's a tough one. There's no easy answer. I mean, right now, those DSD regulations, they're facing legal challenges. There are ethical concerns. People are really scrutinizing them.
Yeah.
Athletes, scientists, human rights groups, everybody's weighing in.
What are some of the arguments against the regulations?
Well, one of the main criticisms is that they kind of single out a small group of women.
Okay.
Mostly women from the global south.
Interesting.
And meanwhile, they're ignoring other factors that could give an athlete an advantage. You know, height, access to training facilities, even just economic disparities.
So they're focused on one specific thing.
Yeah, they're hyper-focused on testosterone.
But ignoring all these other things,
Exactly.
that could also be an advantage.
Right. It's almost like they're trying to create this very narrow definition
Yeah.
of what a fair female athlete is.
Based on just one thing.
One biological marker, yeah.
And is that really, like, the most important thing?
That's the question, isn't it?
What are we really trying to do here?
Oh, yeah, what's the goal?
Is it about a level playing field, or is it more about, like, enforcing this really specific idea of what a woman in sports should be?
Exactly. An idea that might not even reflect the reality of human diversity.
So, like, if we're really going for fairness, shouldn't we be looking at all these other factors too?
I think you're right. It can't just be about testosterone.
It's so much more than that.
It's this deep-seated fear, I think, of women being too masculine or too powerful.
That's interesting.
It's been there from the very beginning of women's sports, this fear.
Like, if women are allowed to compete freely, it'll, like, upset the balance of everything.
That's a great way to put it. It's this underlying fear that's driving a lot of this.
It's been really fascinating talking about this.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
It is.
And I feel like I've learned a lot.
Me too.
I hope our listeners are feeling the same way.
I hope so.
So for everyone listening, I encourage you to, you know, keep learning about this.
Right.
Keep talking about it. Figure out what you think.
Yeah. Have those conversations.
It's not about being right or wrong. It's just...
It's about understanding the complexity.
Yeah, exactly. And just having respectful dialogue.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll look back on all this and be like, can you believe they used to do that?
Like those nude parades.
Yeah, just like we do now.
That would be amazing.
It would.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been really interesting.
It has.
And thought-provoking and, yeah, at times kind of unsettling.
Definitely.
For everyone listening, don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive.
Yeah, subscribe.
For more explorations of these, you know, complex topics.
We love to challenge assumptions.
Yeah, and make you think a little bit.
Learn something new.
So we'll see you on the next Deep Dive.